Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it. Are any of these in colour?
It's you. Okay, so Rapunzel, favorite fairy tale. So we kind of know that her childhood has been a lot of Rapunzel's life. That's probably why it's her favorite, I'm assuming.
Sorry, I messed it up with all that Rapunzel stuff. Do you need me to do that card again?
Alright, okay. Let's look up that bruise because... Oh, what? How's it going down there? You done? I want to enter a message. I can't respond back. I'm sorry, SB. That's all it would let me type. Okay, I'll hang a bit longer. Buzz when you're ready. Okay. Bruise. Bruises. Obviously. Oh, there we go. Bruises. This is the thing. You always got to make sure you got the plurals. Just real quick. What does the yellow mean? Oh, that's where I am, I believe. Okay, so we still got a lot. It's crazy how much volume is actually in this game.
Bruise. Oh, yeah. No, it's nothing.
Bruise on her face.
I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen, and the chair slipped, and I kind of hit the door with my face. We had like hell.
That is such a terrible excuse. I don't believe any of that. Hit. Oh my goodness. Hit head on door? That's so strange. Alright.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes.
They're still both alive.
I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen.
Wow! My mom. Wow, okay. So they are totally both still alive. I have a feeling that Hannah just wanted Simon dead, so they both killed. One of them killed, or jealousy killed, and so they both decided to cover it up. And that's why the bruise is missing. I totally didn't even recognize before that this interview was after the one with the bruise, and I didn't piece it together. Okay, so bruise. Missing bruise. That's crazy. And she gets a little, like, she's been caught, right? So she's getting a little weird.
The other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee.
Yeah.
A bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull out Hannah's to match.
So they both
Once,
hung out in the attic and, like, swapped so that she could live the life her sister.
A girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face. Gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. But she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snuck a frozen pizza up for me from the kitchen. So much of our bodies was synchronized anyway. We started our period on the same day. All our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
Okay, so basically what I'm getting from that is that they basically did everything together. So if one did one thing, the other one... So obviously they screwed up with that bruise, I'm thinking, because there's no way she had a fast metabolism. Okay, so let's see now. I want to look up when she was talking about the direction she took here at this one. I'm curious to see more about that and see if she talks more about that, so I'm going to look up the church.
You got me. I'll confess. We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon was going to expense it, pretend it was a business trip. I used a made-up name. We stayed at the hotel, had room service, didn't leave the room, had a great view of the river. And you could hear the church bells. Like you said, it was very romantic.
I noticed that there's some where like she's totally open to showing her tattoo, and others where she's making sure to wear long sleeves. So I find that interesting. Let's see. Church bells. Hotel. Fake name. That's something I'm gonna look up fake name after too, because I'm interested to see. And I want to look up as well Princess Street, because she had mentioned about Princess Street. No? Okay, that's it. Where she... then she also talked about how her favorite fairy tales were Violet. And on that note, I also want to look up fairy tales to see if she says anything more, gives up any information. Okay, so we got lots of information.
And Glaciers. I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
Alright. So he looked like a prince because he was your prince in shining armor. Alright.
Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me.
Never cheated, okay.
And I was devoted to him.
So your sister doesn't count.
Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can.
Okay. Life isn't a fairy tale. Whoops. Tale. Simon never cheated. Oh my goodness, guys. Bear with me on my typing. It has seen better days.
She wasn't my real mother, but she raised me.
That's Florence.
Do you want to hear the story? It's a real life fairy tale.
Real life fairy tale. Alright.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
Even before she knew the truth, she found it in the stories. I wonder if that has anything to do with that line she said earlier on that says the stuff we've been talking about here is just that, stories. I want to look up Ouija board, because she said that the Ouija board told them not to screw around with shit, and I'm just curious to see what she was talking about there.
Beautiful people died, always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
Alright, so diary. What else do we have? Dreams. Grace Kelly. I'm just gonna look that up real quick, make sure there's nothing more. Okay. So then I don't remember why I wanted to search that, but I do.
Okay, She's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules. Or maybe they think she did something bad. Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looks scared.
Accident, maybe?
Not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity. Did they catch her there? I don't know.